Righto. Righto, we're live. It's Sunday, 4th of July. God bless, it's Independence Day. It's Independence Day. What does that mean anymore? Does anyone know what independence means? My goodness. Lovely to see you all. Born on the 4th of July if it's your birthday today or your born day. Have a lovely day. Can you smell the banana bread? Oh my God. Okay, let's just tease me up. My mate's cooking banana bread. I might have to nip down there. Nice to see you all. Sorry about my Facebook channel. It kind of goes quite slow in there. Something to do with a bit rate, with the video streaming. It is what it is. And to be honest with you, I quite like my YouTube, and I like flicking between the two. Gary, you're back, son. I've just seen you. I've just seen you. Like your cowboy hat, mate. Like your cowboy hat. It's very good. Yeah, love it to see it. Roy Pierce, again, Gulch. Nice to see you, brother. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm a bit. I do. I like the England football games. I know, people say, "Oh, this and that." It is what it is, but I do. I love my country, man. I do. Eddie, how you doing, Mr. Goldtooth? Nice to see you, bruv. Gary Peters. Oh, Ghosts and Ghoulies. Oh, you saucy boy. And a little like Pac-Man thing there. Is it not Pac-Man? It's like that's like the 80s stuff. I used to play them games. We used to have to stand up to play video games years ago. I know. It's unbelievable. We had to stand up. We had to stand up. Do you remember that space one where asteroids? Do you remember asteroids? I used to love asteroids. My goodness. If I could buy some of them, I tell you, I'd have it right off. Banana cake is nice too. Oh, yeah. My mate's cooking. She just texted me. She said, I'm cooking banana cake. And I'm like, I'm going down there. It ain't no good when you're on a weight training diet, though. It's no good for you. I'm trying to bulk up. It's tough when you get to my age. Gary Peters, loving the prayer hands, brother. Nice to see you, mate. Yeah, lovely jubbly, fella. Lovely jubbly. So, yeah, it does get a bit, clicky over on my Facebook channel. The video clips and cuts, and then it's all right. Then the bit rate goes. I'm trying to sort the settings out. I don't really know how to do it, to be fair. Angie Hepburn, nice to see you, Dole. What you been up to? You been up to anything nice? This is better day. Yeah, it's nicer, isn't it? I think you get a nicer, camera view here as well. We'll be right on Boris. I like Boris. He's my buddy. That's better. Yeah, it is. I don't know why it's better over here, Joe. I just don't know why. It's madness. But it is what it is. So nice of you to pop over. Cycling. Yeah, we can see there's my bike. Look at that. Look at that. Look, we can see me trampolining. Yeah, that is my gym system. To be fair, I'm really enjoying my training. I'm eating very well, and I'm training, and I'm loving it, and I'm feeling really, really damn good. Hemorrhoids is the new game. That's what the coppers like to play. Yeah, don't they? I don't know what it is with them. They love looking up your bum. I don't know who ever come up with that in the police force. People come up with ideas all the time. You get Elon Musk coming up with all these ideas, satellites all going together with SkyTrain, ideas whether you like them or you don't. But the police must have, I've always said they're as thick as fuck. I've always said that most coppers are as thick as fuck. Someone in that organisation has said, right, lads and lasses, what we're going to do, we're coming into a new time period. We're going to start looking up people's arseholes. And they must have all gone, well, sounds like a fabulous idea. And what's the point behind that then? Well, it's just something we can do, so we're going to do it. And, they're fulfilling that obligation. My God, they can't wait to slap on the latex gloves. I wouldn't mind betting them some of them are putting their hands in. They're putting their hands in. Putting their hands at your arsehole. I don't know if they think it's like some puppet show, sooty and sweet and all that. I'm not sure. Patsy, how you doing, Dole? You all right? Tony will be coming in to see you soon, darling. Get some more sarsaparilla for me. I do like that. Gives me, puts lead in my pencil. Messages held for review. Gary, what are you showing here? A bit of pretzels. Bit of pretzels. Is that what they're putting at your bum? Is it cherries and pretzels? Lovely. But and bananas. That's what they're doing. That's where you're getting all these little message things from. Gary Peters message held. Ooh, okay. So yeah, it is what it is. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of football going on. There's no masks in there. People are hugging on the pitch. They're spreading saliva everywhere, touching each other's testicles and boobies and all that. And they're just fine. And we've got Wimbledon going on. And yeah, all right, people are saying, oh, well, they're all testing outside. But they're still in there. They're all sort of jammed in there like sardines. No one's wearing these masks, and it seems to be right. If you're a peasant and you work for a living and that, like the ball boys and all that, then you got to wear the mask. But the hierarchy and the royals and all that, no, we don't wear none of that stuff. And you've got Kate Middleton in there, and you can argue all you like. But listen, one thing I want to say, all of that to one side, that's immaterial. That's just all face value things. Here's the thing. Everybody has this inbuilt mechanism to, don't matter what's going on in your life, whether you won the lottery, whether you're sweeping the streets, whatever it is, you've all got an inbuilt self-preservation mechanism. Every single one of you. It's the lizard side of the brain. And like, have you ever done things where you've marveled yourself how you've managed to do something like so quick, like grab a kid that was falling or whatever, and you've done lightning speed things? There was a woman in America, a black kid got run over by a car, and she got out of her car and she lifted the car off the kid, and someone dragged him out, and he was turfed off the hospital. She went with him. And the kid made it. He survived. And they come out of surgery, the surgeons, and they said to her, my goodness, they said, do you know, if you hadn't lifted that car off of him, he'd been dead. And when they told her that what she did, she passed out. Her brain couldn't handle the fact that she'd lifted a car. So you've all got this inbuilt mechanism. And like, I've done things. I think, how did that happen? You know, how did that? I didn't know I had them sort of powers, right? It's the same with you, with everything in your life. Now, I genuinely do believe that if hundreds and thousands of people would drop in dead and the smell of death was in the air, and then I genuinely do believe that Wimbledon could sell its tickets. It could put its tickets up for sale. I genuinely don't think people would go. Same with the football matches. If there was a deadly, genuine pandemic or whatever there was, regardless of all the horse shit that goes on around it from Fauci and Whitty and all these other bits and bobs that are selling their snake oil online, I genuinely believe no one would go, because you'd be like, nah, you'd have your mum, your dad say, you ain't going, you'd be careful. So that's why I'm calling this out a little bit, because your brain would say self-preservation. I don't want to die. I don't want to catch whatever is out there. So I'm not going. I'm just going to sit on this until the world comes right, and then we'll crack on as normal. Bobs. Yes, man, run over by a double-decker bus, Dave. Then I passed out after I saw what I did. What? Did you really, Sylv? Yes, man, run over by a double-decker bus. Then I passed out after I saw what I did. What did you do, Joel? Sorry, I must be missing your previous comments. Wow, I always knew you were super powerful, Sylv. My goodness. I hope you're around if I ever get run over. Jesus Jones, couldn't resist, mate. Help yourself. Love. It's all giggles and shit. So we love it. Aaron Milner. All right, Gorge. How's it going, son? Nice to see you. Nice to see how you're doing. Back in 2002, you'll have to tell me that story. No, it was directed at Witchy Woo. Hello, Eds. I love me Eddie Goldtooth. Dropped a pound coin and grabbed it before it hit the floor. It needs to end there. No, the police, they love looking at your bum. There's something about it. I don't know what it is. As soon as they get you in there, you can see them all going, oh, they have this one. Yeah, he's been a bit naughty. Yeah, we're going to teach him a lesson. Oh, get the cauldron out. Get that witch's brew going. And up it goes. Go on, my son. Up to the elbow like a calf. You know, when the cow's in. Is the cow ready? Bro, let's have a little feel. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They can't wait to get their fingers up your bum. I can think of nicer things to do, to be honest with you. Far nicer things to do. And listen, my mentality would be, if I was in the old bill, my Sarge come up to me and said, here, Dave, what's up, Sarge? There's a geezer in there. We think he's got something up his arse. My brain would be saying, more for him. It's up to him. He said, yeah, well, he could die. Fucking let him. Let him die. I don't care if he wants to shove up his arse and it's going to kill him and poison him. So be it. Fuck it. He's the crazy one that's done it, not me. You want me to go and stick my... Nah. But these coppers are doing it nonetheless. Bothers me immensely why they're looking at our anuses. And they seem to love it. And there's no one stopping them doing it. That's the thing. No one cares. I guess the only time they're going to care It's when it's them bent over and, Sergeant 1, 2, 3, 4 dickhead sticking his hand in your posterior and biting your ear, giving you a little kiss on the neck. You don't know, dear. Not even a fondle or foreplay. Exactly, Eddie. That's what I'm talking about. I wouldn't mind if it had a little bit of niceness about, a little bit of, I wouldn't mind. But no, none of that. Straight in. Total control. It is, Joe. It is total control. But I genuinely believe, right, that we're on the cusp of something. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it. And I'm pretty sure you guys as well can feel what's going on out in the world. Things are changing. People are coming together. Millions of people have decided to say, no, we ain't having this no more. We're coming together. And all the time that happens, we're going to be just fine. Because that's why the Supreme Court have come out with that ruling of, well, people have the right to protest. People have the right to take over streets. If they're lawfully assembling, no problem. Could be 10 million. The Supreme Court have said, no worries. The police can't stop you through your lawful assembly. So the next time you go out and a cop says, go on with dispersion. No, sorry, mate. Supreme Court, you can't go against the Supreme Court, can you? You might want to go online and find that. Now, I know these people are public servants and stuff. And what I want you to understand is it's their laws. Their law system, their legal system isn't for us. It's not for us people. It's a swindle. They're involved in a massive, massive, massive swindle. And we're just participants of that swindle. And that's what I've learned over my lifetime. We're just participants in their swindle. And they're profiteering, racketeering, getting involved in all kinds of cesspits and stuff. And what do they really do? Apart from nothing, apart from mug us off and rape us. That's it. But the Supreme Court law affects them. It says to the police, they have the right to lawful assembly and you can't do what you're doing. But I guess in essence, it's a bit like back in Germany when the Supreme Courts and the sovereign parliament of Germany, before Adolf come to his proper reign, were telling that the Gestapo and the special SS services couldn't do this and couldn't do that. But they still went ahead and done it. They paid no attention to their courts and the law of the land at all. They paid no attention. They just went on and cracked on. And yes, they got pulled over the coals sometimes when the shit really hit the fan. But in the end, they achieved their ultimate goal, which was they took over that country. And that's exactly what is happening here. And I tell you, the man that we have to thank for this mess and this complete capitulation within our own system is Tony Blair. Because Tony Blair is a modern day Heinrich Himmler. Because Heinrich Himmler told their parliament when they come to power that those of them that wanted to stay could stay, but they'd have to live by National Socialism and go. And that's exactly what's happened in this country. The House of Lords was dismantled. Those of them that stayed went on the government payroll. And that's why we're in such a fucking mess. And we are in a mess. It could be, Joe, civil war it could be on the cards. If the system don't listen and the people keep gathering and rising, it's an inevitability. It's an inevitability. But I'm hoping for greater things. I'm hoping that people finally choose to not go down a violent route to sort this out, because it's never worked. It's never, ever, ever worked. And we don't need to descend into that. As much as I come on here and talk about this and that, about what we've got to do at Parliament and Downing Street and stand the boys in blue down, I want you to understand none of that involves any violence. None of it. It involves the rule of law. Because at heart, my soul is a constitutionalist, Halsbury's Law of England, right, in 2013, Halsbury's Law, and you can find this online, it says that no act of Parliament has any legitimacy in England. And there's nothing that can be passed to legitimise it. And it says because of the constitutional restraints placed upon the monarch. Because this is a land of a constitution. This is a land of the rule of law. But we are just at a point where it's being super, super, super ignored. So we just have to, as people, as brothers and sisters of all different colours, races, creeds, sexualities, I couldn't give a fuck for any of that. I don't care what colour you are. If you're posting stuff, white lives matter, black lives matter, it's wrong. All lives matter. And if all lives don't matter, that's the problem. All lives matter. Every single one, whether you're Chinese, it don't matter. That's just an insignificant, and that's a massive distraction. It's always been divide and rule, divide and rule, divide and rule, divide and rule. If we can get, as a parliament, if we can get the people just rucking and raring with each other all the time, they never figure shit out. Never will. But if we come together and focus our consciousness and get back our country just to the rule of law, I keep sharing this book, but you've got the rule of law, the royal law. If we get our politicians and that back to the rule of law, and the rule of law just makes everybody equal. It makes with the people. It makes the judiciary absolutely equal with the people. It's a lawful system. We need to get rid of legal, and we need to get back to lawful. And we can do it. And because we are the people, and we are the sovereigns through God. And that's what made this country great. It truthfully was. The Constitution solution. Yes, Cockney Joldy. Why, son? Why, man? Why, eh? I'm Ben Dale. We need the Nuremberg trials. The Nuremberg trials, right, for me, were never set in law. They were principles that were established. And it's going to be difficult to, yes, we can reference them. We can go back, but they were never enshrined in any law. They were just an outcome of a situation. They were never enshrined in law. And what is the law? The law's an arse. The law is an absolute arse because the law's old. They've moved into force. You've got men and women now with machine guns, anal beads, asps, weapons, pretzels, chips, dips, whips, lipsticks. Mate, there ain't nothing they don't walk around with. And it's hand to hock. I see a couple of black kids a few years ago in an Astra in London somewhere. And they're sitting there going, no, mate, you're all right, you're all right. And these coppers had machine guns and they're pointing them in. Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Oh, just bust a blood vessel. Get on the floor. I'm like, what country am I living in? What country am I living in? And then people say, oh, yeah, but they might have been doing this and that. Well, why? Lack of education, lack of participation. We know that sector of the demographic of people, you know, from the Windrush generation have been treated appallingly, absolutely appallingly. They really have been. And when kids have got nothing and their mother and dad, so they're going to descend into this. But if it was all inclusive and we actually looked after all these people, we looked after everybody, none of this would be going on. And if everyone was back to the rule of law and people were really paying a price for breaking the rule of law, it'd all end. You'd get rid of all this chaos. The chaos would just disappear. And it would disappear very, very swiftly, massively swiftly, massively swiftly. So as much as I come in here and talk about this and that, right, I'm telling you now, we have to get back to God's law because we are a nation under God, and so is America. They always talk about, we're one nation under God, man. You think, well, yeah, and what does that mean? It means the law. The law is the law. This is the law. The Bible is the law. And the rule of law and our constitution, this is our constitution. This is our constitution. This is our allodial title. You know, if you ever want to go into a court case and you want to take a witness, take this. Put down my witnesses, the King James Holy Bible, and you'll find yourself free very, very soon, because it says in the Bible, woe betide anyone that hurts my little people. Woe betide anyone. And the judge, you know, who is a judge? There's only one that's going to judge you. Big man upstairs. That's it. Simple. Morrison's been taken out by an American company. Very bad for the young. I've heard, that the Majestic Wines has bought out some big supermarket for their alcohol stuff. I mean, I don't get what's going on, really. And like I said before, food is now a weapon. When you look at the price of food and what food is, and how it's being distributed. Oh, you can't come in our supermarket unless you fulfill all of our mask wear. Well, hang on. And you know, the big thing for me is like when you get these big groups of people out there now, they've had the double vaccine, they're wearing them up. We ain't going to let you in. We don't want you sitting next to us. My answer to that is thank fuck. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be around self-serving people that just think about itself. The damage that this group of people in this country have caused because they're self-righteous about you ain't had this, you ain't that. The amount of my mate round the corner has lost 6 friends this year that have died with bad cancers because they couldn't get into the National Health Service. Couldn't get in. They've died because they were turned down. Oh, we're not performing operations now until after this scamdemic. Oh, cosmic. Thank you. So what do I do then? Well, we don't know. We don't care really. You're just going to have to deal with it. Mate, what is going on? I reckon they're going to go the long stretch for controlling everyone through the corporations owned by 1%. Fuck them. Let them have it. That's as simple as that. If, you know, people, I'm at a point now, you know, where, you know, I guess we've just got to move away from that kind of mentality and start something new. We really have to. And I genuinely, truly believe that it's a separation of the wheat and the tares, you know. The tares get bound up and burnt and the wheat goes in the barn. We are definitely seeing that. Trust me. Kerry Ann, some people do some very strange things for money. They do. Put out their own bottom or somebody else's. Oh, stay! Well, there's no daylight in there. You could probably grow mushrooms alongside it, couldn't you? Sylvie, love you, mate. Return of the King is upon all men soon, very, very soon, Dave. Yeah, and God bless. And may it happen soon, man. I broke my collarbone a year ago and it's still broken. It's not healed. My goodness, Aaron. You can't get into the hospital. They're all kicking off on my local Staplehurst forum. I live in a little village called Staplehurst. And the doctors won't see no one. And all the locals are kicking right off. They're saying, oh, I'm ringing the doctors. They're fobbing me off. I can't get in. I'm like, you got to wonder what the hell's going on. Why ain't doctors seeing people? If the doctors have had their things and where's the problem? If these are so wonderful, this control thing, if that's so wonderful and they've had their thingies, where's the problem? You'd see anyone, even if their willy was falling off, yeah? Or their arm, if they've got leprosy and there's body parts flying everywhere, they'll be going, I'm fine, I'm covered. I've had me things and I'm covered. They're still not seeing people. Massive breach of trust. It's like me, someone phoning me up and saying, here, Dave, I heard you're a bit of a specialist at this now. I say, oh, it's true, I am. I am. You're right, I am. Fantastic. Right, so we need to get this show on the road. How much is it going to cost? I say, well, I don't know, $3,500, couple of weeks' work, $3,500. Yeah, sweet. Here's my bank account details. Lovely. Just transfer the money. Cushy. So then the money goes in, they ring up, Dave, you're supposed to start this morning. Oh, no, I can't see you. What do you mean? No, I can't see you. No, I'm not coming out in this time. But no, I can't. Well, we've paid you. I'm sorry about that. Just have to wait. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying you're going to have to wait. Just wait. Be patient. Be patient. My people would go mental. They'd be round throwing sticks and stones at me and kicking me up the arse. I can't operate like that. And I don't see why anybody in the NHS is golden calf. The NHS, the golden calf, you can't use it. You just got to look at it. Don't like that. Waste of time. Defund it. Start something else. Simple. Defund it. Start something else. Start something with people that care about people. They have a few quid a week so they can pay a little bit of this and that. But their overall incentive is to help and heal people, not to come with terms and, oh, if you ain't wearing this, you ain't coming in. When the fuck did you decide? When did you get the power to overrun a people by the people thing? What's going on here? And that's one of the questions I always ask these people. What is going on? Why are you doing this? Start something new. NHS hospitals used to smell a disinfectant not today. Well, they're not busy. Massive pandemic. All over the news, everyone's got, oh, we're all dying. You've got to be really careful. Show me the hospitals that are rammed. They're not rammed. Ladies and gentlemen, got to take your fucking head out your ass. They're not busy. And like, I've got so many people that have gone to hospitals and videoed. They're like ghost towns. Wow, they're all in special isolated units. No, they're not. They're not. There is a few. There is. But don't forget, you're going to have people in there on respirators anyway because of pneumonia. Death ain't gone away. Death's not disappeared. And death will never disappear. People die all the time. I could drop dead right now. Unlike, man, people have done. My mate Lauren that watches, he lost his dog, sat on his lap watching me about a year ago. His dog literally just passed away on his lap. You don't know the time and the hour. You don't know, and you never will do. So don't worry about it, because God's got you. You'll go back to where you come from. It's a beautiful place, by the way. It's far better than here. This is a pit compared to where we go. We go to a great state. If your soul's in good alignment, you should look forward to going back and being with God. You should really look forward to going back and being with the Messiah, and you should look forward to the kingdom that's promised to you. I do. I'm not going to accelerate my death. I'm not going to do anything. And never. What is a little Robin appeared on my thingy again? Whenever I talk spiritual, little Robins just pop up. I love it. I would never accelerate that. But the day I take my last breath, I'm going to say to myself, thank fuck for that. I'm out of the freetard zone. I've gone back to greatness. Superb. Thanks for sharing, Dave. Great, funny, very informative. If you like a tonic, go on, Susan. How are you, darling? What are we paying NI for? There you go, Sarah. There you go. And a friend of mine, right? This is really interesting. If any of you have got your time and you live around Manchester. No, that I can't get that, so I can do Scottish, Irish. But the Manchester one, maybe I'll probably have to have a few beers and concentrate a little bit. But anyway, on Wednesday, I thought it was the 5th. It's not, it's the 7th. There's a friend of mine going to be at Manchester Crown Court. So if any of you want to get yourself a little picnic, go out for the day, go to courts. Because years ago, we always used to ram the courts. Public galleries used to be huge, huge. Marble seats, marble balustrades. People used to sit up and go, Judge, you're out of order. Throw banana skins and apples and oranges at them. Get out of here. There's no justice. What are you doing? That's what we used to do. But it's all stopped now. No one goes to the court and keeps their eyes on these mother truckers no more. No one. So the public galleries are there for a reason. And they should be called galleries of the people, so that you can go and check up on justice and make sure justice is being done. But we don't bother going. But on the 7th, a friend of mine's got a very, very, very interesting court case where I'm not going to say too much, but all I will say is if my friend wins this case with this particular individual and the charges and that are being brought upon him, then it pretty much is the end for the legal system. Now, for this particular case, because of the paperwork that's already been submitted and put in, they know what's coming, and they've got a bastard of a judge, a real bastard, apparently, of a judge that's going to ruin my friend. But I actually believe that this is going to be a very infinite moment on the 7th. So if you can get to Manchester Crown Court and just go for a day out. My friend is 21 stone. He's a big man. His name's Nigel. He's an ex-prison officer. He's got the golden key to this system. If he wins this case, because the lad who he's looking after cannot read and cannot write, he's in his 30s. If they win this, that's it. The legal system is finished. And I genuinely mean finished. Because if he wins, then we just roll out what they've done in court so that everyone else can follow suit, and it's game over. Mr. Feelgood, what a beautiful, beautiful name. We are the people should take control over the north of our country. Well, the Northerners have always set the tone for greatness. The people of the North, and I don't know why, but whenever rebellion and whenever greatness is due to happen because of tyranny, it's always started in the north of the country. I think you're harder than the Southerners. I do. I genuinely think people in the north are proper tough. We as the people should take over of the north of the country and let them keep London spear like Ireland did. Put a better system in place. We're all equal. Absolutely, we are all equal. The Bible, all men are created equal. Genesis. You can't go wrong with it. Can't go wrong. So yeah, myself, I'm not into the violence. I can look at myself. I mean, Boris knows I can have a little punch up, but I'm not interested in going to the system, to anyone in public office, anything like that, anyone in MI5, anyone in police. My mission is to kill them with love. Now, I've been to days out and spoke with coppers and hugged coppers. Hugged them. Just, can I give you a hug, brother? There was one copper a few years ago. She was telling me that she'd had, I think, a kidney transplant and whatever. And I said, can I pray for you? And she looked back, she went, wow. So I had a little prayer for her, give her a hug. And I said, oh, you're all good. And I know that touches them. I really do know that touches them. It brings the man and the woman to the forefront. The uniform becomes a immaterial thing. It's a bit matrixy. It's a bit, Neo. Is the spoons all bending? He's getting all carried away, like he's making love to his woman. And Morpheus is sat there going, fucking idiot. And he said, how are you going to get past the spoon? He said, well, I don't know. I might go over the top, round the side. And Morpheus says, the spoon's not there, man. The spoon ain't there. Great film, The Matrix. And at the end, when he sat there, all the lines just all line up, didn't they? And he sat there as cool as a cucumber. Neo sat there in his chair, reading a book like that. And the two agents, Agent Smith, the legal world, the fictionist world, they're trying to kick him, cut him, do all sorts. He just, nah. What book do you think he's reading? He's reading this. That lines everything up. That's a fact. This is a fact. In their court system, in their fictitious court system, a fact cannot be heard. They can't hear a fact in any of their courts. They're not allowed to. Their legal system doesn't work on facts. It really doesn't. But one fact that is a fact and can never be overruled by any court, any judge, any clerk, any barrister, any prosecutor, any of them fucking idiots, is the King James Version Bible, because it's what the whole system is based upon. Melinda, nice to see you, darling. Down the Juris Corpus Straw Man. So yes, Wednesday, if you can get in there, go along for the day. You will see my mate Nigel. You can't miss him. And he's lovely. He's a right dude, let me tell you. You're going to love him. And they will. I think they're going to be victorious. And I think you'll want to go and witness it. I genuinely do believe that you're going to witness greatness. So if you can, I'll probably try and bring you some more times that it's due to happen, because he thinks they're going to mess the times around and maybe even do it really early, really late. He doesn't know yet, because they know who's going into the building. Putting their poisons in children's the last straw. They're going after the kids. If you tolerate this, then your children will be next. And they're going after the kids. I found out that my hospital had a financial manager, was a manager of Sainsbury's. My goodness, I need to get rid of the managers, employ more doctors and nurses instead. He was a manager of Sainsbury's. What, in the deep freeze department? Was in charge of cold meats and spreads in the deli? Swinehund. Yeah, well, it's white collar. The NA, do you know what, right? When Bevan set up the National Health, yeah, sure, they had administrators, they had people ordering materials in, this, that, the other, but it was never ever supposed to be a money pinching, crunching exercise. It wasn't designed for that. And it wasn't designed to be judgmental. It was free at the point of delivery for everyone. And with anything going wrong with them, whether it was a milk bottle up your bum or a fish down your Jap side, mate, I'm telling you, if I could ever get A&E records of what people have been booked in, we would all sit here and talk about them, and we would laugh till the cows come out. We'd probably wet ourselves with some of the things that people have been into A&E with. There was a guy in Maidstone come in with a fish that had gone up the end of his winkle, right? I don't know what kind of game he was playing. Maybe he was in an old bill cell. I don't know. But this fish flew up the end of his winkle, and because of the spines of the fish, they couldn't pull this fish out. So they had to cut his dinkle open, fold it open like a bit of fish, take this fish out, put it back together and stitch it up. Now, I'm pretty sure that hurt. But no one judged him. They got on with it. They knew that it was possibly a time waste of the NHS. They knew that they probably had better things to do. But because of their Hippocratic oath that they swore to protect and preserve life, they did it. But now they've become very, very, very judgmental. And it is the administration of these places that is the problem. It's not the nurses. It isn't the nurses or the doctors. It's the administration. And it's got to stop. And we look to all these surgeons as though they're gods. You know, I've got a mate, she works on the heart ward in Maidstone. She does 2 days a week now. She's semi-retired. And whenever they get their consultants come in and give lectures and chats, they look at them as if they're gods. They genuinely believe that these men and women carrying out these procedures are gods, like bronze statues to be worshipped. Well, no man is to be worshipped like that. Not one. NHS is run by admin. Jesus Jones, you're not wrong. And now all private ambulances as well. So, yeah, no, a guy, right, he sadly, he passed away. I'm not going to go into the reason because I used to love this dude. And he used to cycle past my house with L plates on the back of his bike. And his sign was "Live or Die Trying." And I used to think it was so funny. Well, sadly, he's no longer with us. But while he was here, ironically, he wasn't on his bike this day. He was walking. And a cyclist hit him. And it knocked his kneecap out. So he's laying in the middle of the road. And his kneecap's hanging off in his skin. It's not blood or nothing going anywhere, but his kneecap's badly damaged. So he gets his mobile phone out of his pocket and dials 999. And the ambulance people turn around and say to him, well, what's happened? And he said, well, I'm laying in the middle of the road. It's a country lane. A cyclist has just hit me and my kneecap's in a really bad way. I'm in a lot of pain. They said, we don't come out for that. You're going to have to get one of your friends to pick you up and bring you in. He had to call his friend that turned up in a Land Rover, then put him in the Land Rover and drove him over every bump and lump till he got to Pembury Hospital. My goodness. That's the service we pay for. And then you've got the police out there on the road saying, we've just pulled you over. We need to check your vehicle. What for? For roadworthiness. Is it safe to be on the roads? My question. Have you seen the state of our fucking roads? Have you? Have you genuinely been out in the country lane and seen the state of the roads? Now, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, as someone that does frequent the roads on that machine quite often, I have to be very vigilant. More vigilant than I am when I'm on here chatting to you. I have to be super vigilant because at any moment I can hit a massive monster pothole in the road and I am off. Now, my general consensus is this. If everyone pays into this system and the system was run by me, your roads would be like glass. There wouldn't be an imperfection in them. You'd have the best roads. Country roads, track roads, your roads would be the best because every penny that you give to my administration for your benefit would be spent on you. It wouldn't go to private bankers. It wouldn't go to bonuses, to pensions. And that's where all your council taxes and all these other bits are going. Private pensions. Bam, 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 bam. That's why it's all going up. £50 a week, £100 a week, some councils. It's a joke, it's a piss take. They're not private ambulances. They look like the NHS ones. Free shelter for all here too. Kerry Ann, you're gorgeous. Kerry Ann, how about hydroxychloroquine? Yeah, listen, if you want hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin, whatever it is, ivermectin, go to this place. Can you read that? It's called Health Impacts. And they got a Telegram channel. And the Telegram channel is Medical Freedom UK. And it says, buy hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin from us. All right? So, why not? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for tuning in this morning. It's just coming up to 20 to 2. I know your time's precious. I really do appreciate you in such great ways. And I hold you all in such high regard. You're absolutely awesome people. Keep spreading the word. Keep spreading the vibe. Never, ever feel that your actions and the things that you do are not working. They are. Whenever you talk to people, they might say, I'm not having none of that. But trust me, you are planting seeds. And one day they will get it. Trust me, it's going to happen. They're going to get it. My friend, he went to Hyde Park last weekend. He's been talking to his wife, because some husbands do, for the last 6-7 months about what's going on. And she's like, well, yes, yeah, I know, yeah, I know. Well, he sent me a beautiful, beautiful picture last weekend. I'm going to show you. His wife was in London, right? And I want you to look at her face. I want you to see how happy she looks. Okay? This is someone a few years ago that would have called you all conspiracy theorists, nutters. Don't know what you're talking about. Look how happy she looks. That's my mate's missus, my friend as well. Look how happy she looks. She's there, hugging people, feeling that vibration. I know, poor sod, yeah. Feeling that feeling that vibration of everybody else that was there. Now, I know she's in now. She's open to all what we talk about and what goes on. She won't be having none of the stuff, the snake oil and all the other things that they're trying to pump out there. So every single day, ladies and gentlemen, you save souls. You're saving lives. You're spreading the truth. Whether your truth is the same as mine, it doesn't matter. It's how you're spreading that vibration and what it is that you're doing. Now, we do have the law on our side. You know, the Supreme Court has said we have the absolute God-given right to lawful assembly, protesting. I don't like the word protest. We're not protesting. We're changing our country. Protesting is just a word. All words are just words. But we as a people are going to take back control. We're going to make sure that our people that ought to know better stop harming us, stop bashing us. We absolutely have to do this, ladies and gentlemen, not for us, for future generations that come and get born into this country through our beautiful families. We need to make sure that their lives can be prosperous. And if we fail to achieve what we want to achieve, we're doomed, and we're not going to be doomed because we win. Ladies and gentlemen, every single day, you're winners. No matter what it is you're doing, you're winning. Why? Because you're not bowing down, you're not rolling over, you're not letting Boris and Matt Hancock and Chris Whitty tickle your belly. And they despise you for that. You're despised right now. But one day you are going to be seen as the true heroes of this nation. You really are going to be true heroes of this nation. You're all going to stand side by side. You're going to take back your rightful inheritances. That's what I'm here for, to do it with you. We're going to make a change, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be brighter than any midday sunshine. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, I am off. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go and hit a gym session now. Oh, rotor cuff's hurting. I had a bit of a big one yesterday. I look like Freddie Mercury then, didn't I? Hey! Can RBS in small bits burn in special bowl can cure the big C? What ends up in the bowl can be put into capsules. Oh, right, Jesus Jones. Yes. Oh, you'll have to send me that recipe, darling. Sandy, UK. There seems to be a pandemic every 100 years. Clove lid, the Spanish flu. Well, here's a big one about the Spanish flu. So the Spanish flu came into this country after the First World War. As you know, we'd had the First World population was down. And then, bugger me, Spanish flu turns up. Well, Bill Gates' dad or grandfather, it was around at the time. So the American troops came over to help the boys and girls in the trenches in the First World War. And where they were being trained at some base in America, they had all had this trial jab. And that was the catalyst of what this Spanish flu was. So they come over, mixed with our troops, and then after the war, the troops all marched back home. They marched home. They marched. They all come home, treated appallingly, bad health, bad hygiene. This Spanish flu thing took over. Now, here's the very interesting fact. it wasn't the actual illness that what they're saying. I've watched this Dutch woman talk this story. It makes perfect sense to me. It wasn't the actual virus that killed people. It was the jabs that they was having. That's what killed the 50 million people. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. And when I listened to her facts and evidence, I thought, do you know what? Makes sense. So think on, people. Just be true to yourselves. Trust me, you've really got to do that. Catch you for a chat on Thursday night, Jojo. Yes, please, brother. Love chatting with you. Psycho Driller talked to a lady that cured her son with cannabis. It was a great talk Friday. I know Psycho Driller. He's a good old boy, isn't he? I've chatted with him for years. Not so much in the last few years, but back in the day, he's a dude. He makes me laugh. He's a gorgeous looking boy and all. Anyway, peeps, I'm off. Thanks very much for tuning in. I will be back to you. I do apologise for my Facebook live streams. They cut in, they cut out. I will try and endeavour to remedy that. But it's always nicer, clean. It's just nice, clean run over here. YouTube is lovely. I've got to be very careful of what I say, because if I get a third strike for sharing stuff like through the StreamYard, which I won't do no more, I've got to be very, very careful, because they say you're spreading misinformation. Well, information is information. I don't even understand what misinformation is. It's a communist term, isn't it? Misinform, misinformation. Says who? Well, you're not going along with the government. Well, that's a good thing, right? My ancestors told me that I always had to check the government and keep check on them and make sure they weren't getting up to skullduggery. What the fuck's going on? Anyway, I'm off. Take care. Love you all. God bless you all. I'll see you all very soon. Have beautiful weeks, people. Look after yourselves. Ta-ta.